Hi everyone, it's Natasha Rosewood back again after a long time of being off social media, and there was a very good reason for that, which I will tell you in a minute. But today I decided, due to all the fear that's vibrating around the world, I thought I would like to talk to all of you about that and give you 10 tips on how you can live through these interesting times, maybe even with joy. What a concept. So we all know that the news is on every night, dominating the story of the coronavirus. So I had this thought, because I've been having positive thoughts about it actually, that I would give you 10 tips that are anecdotal antidotes to the coronavirus. And the first thing I wanted to mention is that this has been coming for a long time. Sylvia Browne actually predicted it in one of her books, The End Days. Not that these are the end days, just so you know, but she did say that the coronavirus would be around in 2020, and it will, interesting enough, suddenly stop, which was very interesting for me. I just read that this morning because, of course, people have been asking me, Natasha, how long is it going to go for? How many people are going to be affected? When's it going to stop? And I said, well, it's going to get much bigger before it gets better. But it's like, I felt like a wall coming down, and I don't know what that means or how that's going to happen. And then another famous channeler from the US, Jamie Butler, also predicted the same thing, that it's going to go and go and go and then come down. So I think it's going to last months, not weeks, which is why I wanted to come on today and give you some little thoughts to think about. I'm not saying this is right or this is wrong. It's just an offering. You can take it or leave it. I'm definitely not the expert, but I do listen to the higher ups, and I do listen to my own intuition, and that's kept me alive so far. So I think it has some validity. So when is it going to stop? I'm not sure, but I do feel most of the year will be taken up with this. And so in that spirit, I am going to offer all my clients $25 off the normal price of readings which you book online. So if you'd like an antidote, get a positive reading with me, because you know I'm a very happy, positive person, always looking on the bright side of life. Normally on March 29th, we would be at the Holistic Fair here in Kelowna and offering 15-minute readings for $40. So in the spirit of being socially responsible and protecting you and me and keeping everybody safe, the fair has been cancelled this year. So on that Sunday, I will still offer those readings at a very special rate of $40 for 15 minutes, but on the phone or online. So you can just call me. The number's on the screen or coming up on the bottom of the screen there. If you could call ahead and book, if you still want to do that Sunday mini reading, you can call me or email me, please, or text. Text is actually my preferred method of contact. So the number is there, so please do it. Please go to my website and check out other things. The other thing about this event that's happening right now was also predicted to me in 1986 and is in my first book, I Think I'm Psychic and You Can Be Too. Now in 1986, it was still before even fax machines were on the market. And I had a contact with these beautiful higher dimensional beings who said that there would be many changes on the earth, that everything would be speeding up. If you've been listening to me, I've talked about the electromagnetic energy in our own bodies and on the earth is really amping things up and amplifying everything. So in some ways it makes sense, because we haven't been listening to Mother Earth about what we need to be doing here. We've always been focused on money and jobs, and not to say that pipelines are wrong or anything like that, but in the process we do have to take care of ourselves and Mother Earth. And I think this is a strong message to us, that we're like naughty children being grounded and sent to our rooms so we can stop and think about what we're really doing here. What are we really doing? And so it's an opportunity, a golden opportunity, to take the gift out of this time that we're going to have and these events to really regroup, take a look, and maybe completely get a different course of action and do things differently. And maybe we can think there's a lot of technologies available that we haven't yet tapped into that maybe don't necessitate the need for a pipeline. Maybe we can zoom the oil over, who knows? We'll see. And maybe we won't need the oil at all. I'm not sure, but this is definitely a very big message right now for us to take a really good look at how we're behaving towards Mother Earth, towards each other, and we'll see what comes out of that. So it was very interesting for me last year. I got to October and I thought, November, December, I need to hunker down because I had a crazy busy schedule. The readings were very intense. There were a lot of suicides last year and still going on with teens. And I felt that also into the year 2020, I would also be hunkering down all year. And that's great with me because I'm writing a lot. I'll be writing my blog again. And I'm writing my 6th book on quantum healing for teenagers and families, so we can hopefully heal some of these issues of hopelessness. This is definitely not the end of the world. This is actually a brand new beginning. I'm very, actually, what people want to say, I'd be very excited about it. I'm very sorry for those people that are ailing at the moment and are scared or terrified or in all these different situations that this event is creating. So I thought I'd just give you these 10 tips to maybe help you change your perception and thereby change your reality. So the first tip is serenity now. So we know that fear, which the media have been very good at instigating in all of us, myself included, until I give my head a shake and then I remember, oh, Natasha, you just need to get into the frequency of feeling safe, keeping faith that you are safe and that this too shall pass. This is passing through. We survived bigger things than this, but it is highly contagious. That is a fact. So for anybody that's saying it's BS, it's not real, it's instigated by some far-off government or the aliens, whatever your theory is, it exists. And please be responsible and stay away from others as much as possible. That's my little thing. My husband and I canceled a trip to Vancouver yesterday, and we're basically just staying close to home, very, very close to home. I think that's the only way we're going to stop it, and that's the only responsible thing to do. So please, if you can, do that as much as possible. And stay in that place of, I am safe, and stay serene. Use this opportunity to meditate and focus on that thought of being healthy and this coronavirus having been gone out of our system, and we're back to normal, if we can, if there is going to be a new normal. There's going to be a new normal. Number 2, I say this, make plans to stay at home. And when I say that, I used to be a flight attendant, and we were drilled, some people don't know this, the only reason we were on the plane is actually to take care of passengers in an emergency situation, not serve tea, coffee, and drinks. But, while we were there, we did that as well. So when you know that you've got a plan and a drill, it takes out the fear of if something happens. So think ahead and, get the food, not too much toilet paper. Who knew that getting a roll of toilet paper would give me so much joy yesterday? Be sensible, don't go crazy, but just make a plan with your family. What are you going to do? Maybe for things to do while you are hibernating or being yourself, what do you call it? Yourself, you're staying at home to protect yourself and others. Make plans to do things, make it interesting. It's a golden opportunity here maybe to finish that cabinet you were painting, or clean up the garage, or write that book, or paint that picture. So if you have a plan and you can make it pleasurable and healthy for the family, it could be actually a really nice time for you. Number 3, see this as an opportunity. So I really feel about this virus, like I said, that we've been naughty children and that we're being grounded. And I don't know if you ever grounded as a child where you got sent to your room, but You got time to think about your behavior. And I think this is going to not being able to travel, not having to go to that wedding that maybe you didn't really want to go to. You can clean out your closets. You can do that online course. You can get a reading with me. You can read my books. There's all kinds of things that you can be doing while you're staying put and grounded. And just get into the observer position where you're sitting at home and you're watching things unfold. But at least if you're staying at home, you know you have a much better chance of staying safe and keeping others safe too. Not just about you, it's about everybody else that you go and encounter in a crowd. Number 4, count your blessings. I feel very blessed that we live in Canada, that we've got an amazing health system, that we've got lots of wide open spaces. Going for walks is a great idea, where there are not so many people, and getting that fresh air and staying healthy. And you know, I feel guided to really go into the woods and just breathe in the fresh air. And I don't know if it's my imagination, but yesterday my husband and I went for a walk and the air felt so good. So I don't know if it's the lack of the decrease in airplane traffic, the decrease in car traffic, maybe, but it just felt really good and fresh. So there's a lot of things we can do as well, and we need to be in love and gratitude for those things, for sure. Like I say, being grounded is Mother Earth's way of saying stop, regroup, hopefully get off the social media. Don't let that feed you the negativity, because it can and it will. If there are jokes on social media, I'd love to hear them, because I think it's so important we keep our sense of humor. I'm just going to tell you a quick one. It's pretty bad, but you know, a laugh is a laugh. So did you hear about John Travolta? They were worried that he had the COVID-19, but then they found out he just had Saturday Night Fever and he's staying alive. So there you go. So I'll appreciate you sending me any jokes you hear. The other one was, every time you buy a bottle of Corona beer, you get a roll of toilet paper. So that's not too bad. Number 6 is saving money. My husband and I cancelled a trip to Vancouver, and I said to my husband, "Hey, just look, we're saving all this money. This is going to be good, and we may need that money a little later on when things dry up a little more. But I want you to remember that this too shall pass. This is not going to be years long. It's going to be months." And it might be over in May, or it might be over in October. So again, make that plan and just see how you can manage until then. Plan ahead as much as possible so you're not in that state of panic or fear. Number 7, is it time for a career change? I know I have a lot of clients who just don't like their job or don't like where they work. Maybe this is that opportunity. Yay, I don't have to go into work. Maybe I can do that study course that will qualify me for what I really want to do. Maybe I can take up painting, knitting, do that jigsaw puzzle that's been sitting there for the last 3 months untouched. You know, so it's definitely time for change for all of us. This is a huge wake-up call. And it's asking us really to look at our higher selves and who do we want to become. Now, in my book, in chapter 21, which is called Cannon Beach, which is down in Oregon, where I had the channeling, they told me that there is going to be a separation in consciousness. And I heard that again this morning, again from the Galactic Foundation, who are channeling high dimensional beings all the time and giving us beautiful guidance. And it's just asking us really to step into the light. So this is what this is about. So the light is anything, any energy that's from love, compassion, kindness, awareness, generosity. Generosity is the virtue that creates peace, peace itself, creativity. Anything and anybody that's really living in that place is going to be okay, is going to stay on the planet. Those that are really not being very nice are negative, not just negative, I want to say intentionally harming others and in that dark lower entity. and causing grief on the planet from their intentions may not be sticking around so long. And it's not really a good or a bad. It's saying it's just a case of frequency. Are you on the low vibration? Are you on the high vibration? And this is why I'm saying this today, because if you can focus on the high vibration and stay in that place of faith, trust, hope, love, kindness, compassion, humor, anything that makes you feel good, that's your protection. That is your protection. Because one person told me this morning, and we know who we're talking about here, is that she got a channeling that actually we all have this in our systems. And fear, if we stay in the fear too long, that's going to spark that lower frequency where we fall prey to any illness, not just the coronavirus. And I'm sure we've all been through that one. So number 8, hey, this is a time to really spend time with your kids, your grandchildren, your husband or wife, your siblings. Maybe everybody can get together around the dinner table because they're not rushing hither and thither, and have a real conversation. Please turn off the phones, like I say, turn off the news, and just be really present with each other, because we don't know. I mean, I have a prediction about how widespread this is going to be, but just cherishing your relationships. My husband and I wanted to go and visit family and friends in Vancouver who are very dear to us, but that's why we canceled the trip, because we did not want to risk being the carriers and harming them. But we're doing FaceTime instead and having a glass of wine and saying, hi, how are you doing? And we're enjoying them in that way. So maybe if you can't stand your family, which if you had a family like mine, I'd understand that. Find friends that you can want to really hang out with and just really enjoy those people in a very present way. Number 9, and I heard this on Facebook, so it was apparently from a conference of orthomolecular scientists who deal in viruses. Now, I haven't heard this anywhere on the news, so I don't know if this is true or not, but it made good sense to me. And the recipe for the antidote to the coronavirus is 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C, D3, not the same quantity, D3, magnesium, and zinc. And you would have to probably research those quantities. But that is a recipe for actually curing viruses. So my husband and I are doing that. We're just taking all the precautions. Whether that's true or not, I just think it makes sense. So do what makes sense. And the last one, number 10, is don't worry, be happy, man, because, you know, we have so much to be grateful for. And the more you are in the happiness and not in the worry or the fear, the healthier you're going to be. The better perception you're going to have, the nicer your reality is going to be. And I do want to say that sooner this will come to an end. If we take the precautions, we do the common sense approach, but we also stay in this place of faith and trust and love for one another. So think happy thoughts. Think about what you're going to do when this is all over and what it's going to be like again when we can all mingle and go to concerts and hockey games and have fun again, knowing that we have shifted in some way, we've woken up in some way, and we've got the gift from this event, and we're going to take that gift forward. So remember, I'm going to give you $25 off each phone reading or online reading during this time. And I would ask you to please be very aware and stay at home as much as possible. And just know that you are safe, you are protected. And if we pray wellness and peace around the world, I'm sure if we all do that together and with real faith and trust, this will soon be over. I think the length of how long this lasts is really up to us. That's where our free will comes in. And we have power here by thinking positively and envisioning a beautiful outcome. And Mother Earth, in the meantime, is able to take a breath from all the pollution, from the decrease in the traffic, like I said, and maybe, who knows, maybe it won't be just people that are healed at the end of this, but also Mother Earth. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this just brings you something new that's not negative, and it maybe makes you think about what are the opportunities here and take advantage of them. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to be coming back fairly regularly now. I'm going to be back in the process of doing this, and I don't know if there have been any questions online yet, but if you do want to contact me, you can come to my website or hi Peter. Hi. Peter says definitely here's to peace and love. So yeah, let's just get into that vibe and send that out around the world and calm this thing down, and then we can all go out and play. Amen. So be it, and so it is. Namaste, everyone.